All right, we all look nice and thin and handsome. Kim?
Oh, of course we do. Yeah, Kim from the back, how do we look?
I'm going to just jump right into our intro today.
Go for
funny business.
Sure.
Welcome to Who Asked, everyone. This is a comedy podcast, and today, order in the court. My court, not the lawyers. I'm going to be overturning Roe v. Wade today.
Yes, Judge Russo, of course. Yes,
I can do that, right? You only need one
absolutely.
person?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
cool.
it. Mm-hmm.
Then we'll do some newsreel, Trivia Tuesday, and You Asked, of course. Don't forget about You Asked. I haven't even brought up those questions myself, so we're all blind for this one.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I'm, of course, joined by my sweet boy,
Randall Brown. Hello.
I'm Aidan Russo, and first we do have some things to talk about, some things to discuss, to get out of the way.
Important
My
things.
question, because this is important to me, I think we share the same answer, but what is your favorite season and why?
Of?
The year.
Oh, just favorite season.
Yeah, favorite season.
Winter. Winter is my favorite season.
Oh, really?
Yep. I don't think I would have went to Syracuse if that wasn't my favorite season. So it's a lot of snow.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Why? What's yours? Fall?
Fall. Oh,
yeah.
man.
Fall's close second. Honestly.
Oh, jeez. Think about this. Tomorrow, this cold brew is going to be a pumpkin cream cold brew, and I will be creaming in my pants.
I'm surprised it's not already, honestly. Usually they get those going in like now. So
I think
August.
I researched today because today it is August 21st, and at least in New York, when I left my door, it was 59 degrees, 60 degrees.
Pretty good.
And I cried.
Yeah.
And
it was
so
68 for me.
Holy shit.
I didn't think it was ever going to drop down, so here we are.
It's
fall season.
It's fall.
Just go ahead and ascend to your favorite season. You're here. Don't worry.
I'm here, but next week it's back in the 80s again, so not really. But I did do some research on the Starbucks front, and tomorrow, August 22nd, not today when you're listening, is when they come out with the fall stuff. And I'll get a few because those cold brews are so dense calorically.
Yeah. You can just water it down, of course. Just half water, you know?
I mean, I suppose. But tell me more about winter.
Well, you see the snow falls from the sky. It's very nice. It's cold. All the bugs are dead. That's the big thing. I don't like it when they're out and around. You know, they kind of ruin a day sometimes. But a nice frozen day when the only thing that's alive are the things that should be alive. That's good. I like that.
You could argue a lot of things are still alive that shouldn't be alive, though.
Maybe, but
you know?
That's a very philosophical discussion that I'm not prepared to have today.
I was just talking about like Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi.
Well, sure, yeah, but okay, fine, yeah, we'll go with them.
When hell freezes over.
Yes, they will be the first bats to fly. So, what else we got going on today?
Not much. It's. I was literally just thinking of the seasons. We were gonna do a lot of the court case stuff, so I was scrambling, and as you know, I'm gainfully employed, started a new job, and you know, I'm just working things out, and I needed a little coffee.
We're good. Just loosen up, you know. We're fine, loosey goosey. We're just talking about crazy stuff, right?
I've always got a drink. Are you one of those? Are you like one of the girlies that has like 8 drinks on your desk at all time?
No, I can't stand the half drink that's sitting around places. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
And I'll finish it or dump it, but I will never leave it just somewhere half. So
what about you have hot coffee and the people that let it get basically cold or even lukewarm and then go back and drink it?
Okay, I am that person, but not on purpose.
You're a sack of dog shit.
I forget about it. I forget that I make the cup of coffee and it sits there, it gets cold.
What do you mean?
And then I have to put it in the microwave to heat it back up because I'm not going to drink it cold. So I got to do something. What am I going to do? Put it on the boiler? No, I'm not.
What do you forget? You live in a 400 square foot apartment.
I forget that I make it. It's not like I can smell it. I don't smell anything. So it just sits there until 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, if it's that long, usually I don't drink it. But either way, still, that's a full drink. I'm talking about half drinks. I don't leave half drinks anywhere.
I know.
A full drink is a different story.
No, I know, but the fact that you're leaving a full, like I was talking about, oh, you drink some, then maybe you forget.
No, I forget it right after I make it. So, yeah.
Maybe that's its own issue that we can go down one day.
Yeah, probably. But nothing will fix it. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, stem cells.
Where were we?
Back from some technical difficulties. You were just about to ask me a question.
Was I? Was it about your coffee, maybe?
No.
Okay, well, I did want to ask you today. Maybe this is... I'm just going to move on, so sorry if you didn't want to talk about this. Who is your favorite Muppet? Because Muppets are important, and I think you can tell a lot by someone by which Muppet is their favorite. So give me like a top 3 of your favorite Muppet.
Yeah, Jim Henson's the GOAT, right? Like he's one of the best. First, Miss Piggy. Need I say more?
Really? Wow, you're just going number 1, Miss Piggy. Okay.
Sexy ass little piece of ass, dude. I'm gonna. What a character they created.
And number 2?
Can I do 3 Miss Piggies?
All
in a row?
But I'm going to ask that you don't. So.
Oh, okay. Second, Pepe the King Prawn.
Oh, okay. Little guy there. Yeah.
Little clickety clackers.
Sure.
And I was like looking back through all the Muppets to make sure I wasn't forgetting anyone. And the Wikipedia entry for this, his says, a scheming and sassy Latino king prawn.
King prawn? No, he's a king prawn, not a Latino king. That's
a Latino king prawn.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure where the king was going to.
He's not a king of a Latin country.
Well, yeah, sure. Or just like a, go off king prawn.
Yeah, well, that too.
Could be, yeah, exactly.
I just think that's a really funny visual for that. He's also the Long John. He was like a Long John Silver
mascot. Okay, for the shrimp, I guess.
The prawns. Are prawns shrimp?
Yeah, they're just big shrimp.
Are all shrimp like it's a rectangle and square?
I think so, but I'm not an expert. We'll have to bring one in.
Can we get a marine biologist in here?
Cue that up for the next time, okay? We'll bring in the marine biologist.
All right.
So
my last one is the Swedish Chef.
That's a classic. Can't go wrong with.
Can't go wrong. The paprika.
That was a little too Italian for my liking. I think it wasn't very Swedish.
Let me try again. I can't do it.
Come on. I've done so many impressions on this show.
I know. I get
and you're
scared.
better at impressions than I am.
That's
so come on.
not true. That's not true.
That's all you got to do.
Dude, I get scared. I get so anxious.
Yeah.
I was going to do a Swedish. Oh, yeah. Is that?
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go 3-1 because I build suspense and I understand how that works.
Oh, yeah, sorry, 3, I can't get Miss Piggy off my mind.
They consider these 1, so I will consider them 1. Statler and Waldorf. I wish I could say I didn't laugh at some of their jokes, but they still get me every now and then, so they get the number 3 spot.
The Bert and Ernie of the Muppets?
Not as gay, but the ones that sit up in the corner, yeah.
Well, you
so
don't
that's
know
my number 3.
what they're doing in the...
under there.
Fair.
Yeah, I just think Bertie and Bert and Ernie are better visualizations of a nice gay couple. Do you know where they came from? Spur of the moment trivia question. Where did the names Bert and Ernie come from?
Where did they come from? Milk.
What are they based off of?
San Francisco gay legend Bonds.
No.
I don't know.
No. They're based off of It's a Wonderful Life. From Bert the Cop and Ernie the Tax Driver.
Your favorite movie.
Yep. Favorite old movie, for sure. But, yep. So there you go. No point for you, but you almost,
I didn't get... I wasn't close.
Number 2. Number 2, I have Kermit. I'm always going to go Kermit. I know he's a classic. He's cliche. But when that frog plays the banjo, just makes me feel good. You know?
It ain't easy being green.
Oh, was that a Kermit impression?
Well, I was going to do I think I'm going to stop. I might cut that.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, my number 1 is Sam Eagle, the hilarious, big unibrow eagle, voiced by Frank Oz. Frank Oz did a bunch of these, actually, but him and Jim Henson really took the cake on that.
Yeah, so Frank Oz
that's my 3, yep.
Cool. What is...
Honorable mention, Yoda. Not really a Muppet, but still voiced and puppeteered by Frank Oz, so I consider him a Muppet.
Oh, good.
So,
that would have been a good trivia
That's shit. Yeah.
for today to line that up.
Not too easy.
But yeah, you don't think before you speak.
That's
not
true.
like me.
I think before I do impressions, so that counts for something.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was gonna ask, is the Muppets like your favorite puppet fluffy friend show? Like Barney, Sesame Street, those kind of things.
I've never thought about it, but I don't know. I think I'm more of a Sesame Street guy than a Muppet guy, personally.
You've been to Sesame Street Land in
Yep.
Philly?
Yep, when I was young.
Me too.
I think I either went for school or just went with family, but yeah.
What if we were there on the same day?
That could have been true.
Star-crossed lover pipeline.
We're going to have to look it up. I'm sure there's a picture.
There's a
you're
picture.
You're going to be in the background. There's just like a little mustache toddler somewhere.
I can think of the picture. Maybe I'll edit it in post. And I'm sure my mom has the date in the scrapbook too.
Perfect. All right, good.
Listen, let's jump right into newsreel.
Okay.
What do you think about
I can do that? Okay. What's the current score? What are we sitting at right now?
The current score is you have 4 and I have 3. So
Pretty
I'm losing both newsreel and Trivia Tuesday.
That's a bummer.
Uh-huh.
All right. So here's my story. You ready? Georgia mayor faces felony charges after investigators say he stashed alcohol in a ditch for prisoners. The mayor of a small Georgia town has been indicted on charges that he illegally left a bottle of gin in a ditch for a state prison work crew. Thomas Mayor Benjamin Benji Carey Cranford was indicted on Wednesday and arrested by Georgia Bureau of Investigation agents. He faces felony charges of furnishing prohibited items to inmates and attempted to commit a felony.
You lost me at Thomas Mayor Thomas Benjamin Benny Crag.
What? Thompson Mayor Benjamin Benji Carey Cranford.
Whoa. Yeah, sounds like something a politician would do. That's real.
It is real. Yeah. Nice. Pretty good. Benji the mayor. Mayor buried some, yeah. So there you go.
That's a name.
I thought that was fake when I read it. So
I almost thought you threw that name in there because then I didn't hear the rest of the story.
Yeah. It was a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go right to me, huh? What do you say?
Yeah.
Are you locked in? Do you know Ball?
No.
You do not know Ball.
I ain't no shit.
Researchers believe Dracula was vegan. The real-life Dracula was vegan, according to experts. Count Dracula is believed to have been based on the Romanian prince Vlad the Impaler, said the Daily Mail. An analysis of his letters suggests he may have only eaten plant-based meals. Scientists extracted blood, sweat, fingerprints, and saliva from a letter and discovered there was an absence of animal food proteins. They'll be telling us he could see his reflection in the mirror next, said the Daily Star.
Fake news.
It's real.
No way. How do you extract that off of a letter? That's not even real. What? I don't. That's bull. You send me that.
It's real. I'll send it to you right now. Trigger warning because the picture is scary.
Yeah, that's a scary.
What
picture,
do you think?
Right?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't. Okay. Can we trust the Daily Mail? That's for another conversation.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, what are we even now?
We are even. Let's fucking go.
Bitch. All right.
Okay, sorry.
All right. So, are we ready for the meat and potatoes of this session here?
Let me put on my proverbial wig and get my
gavel.
My gavel.
Don't say hammer.
I was going to say hammer.
I know you were. All right. So, for today's mystery segment, we are going to do Judge Russo, where I'm going to read off some very ridiculous court cases that I have learned of or found online or received from some friends of mine who also went to school. And we are going to
just school or law school?
Law school. And we're going to see how Judge Russo would decide and compare that to how the judge actually ruled. Very first, Your Honor, the case that we have here is, let's see, Popov v. Hayashi. Okay? This was actually featured in a movie called Up for Grabs, but I will read you this part of the facts. On October 7th, 2001, the last game of the 2001 Major League Baseball season, the San Francisco Giants faced the Los Angeles Dodgers at San Francisco's Pacific Bell Park. Giant slugger Barry Bonds was trying to add to his single-season home run record he had set 2 days before. If Bonds hit a home run, the record-setting ball would have considerable value, estimated to be as high as $1.5 million. When he hit it, it flew into the stands, and the plaintiff, Alex Popov, was there to catch it. The ball entered his glove, but he was immediately attacked by a large group of individuals trying to get the ball, causing him to drop the ball and fall to the ground underneath a pile of persons. At that same time, the defendant, Patrick Hayashi, was also knocked over by the same group of wrongdoers. While on the ground, the ball rolled towards him, and he picked it up, claiming it as his own. He did not wrong Popov in any way and had acquired the ball legally. Popov believed the ball was rightfully his, and when Hayashi refused, took the case to court. The whole event was videotaped, allowing all parties to view it. So
let me just get this straight. Popov was the guy that caught it first, but then it got knocked out when Hayashi and et al. Knocked him to the ground, and then Hayashi got the ball.
Hayashi was also knocked over by the group. Hayashi wasn't trying to knock it out of him. He was just in the way and happened to stumble across the ball.
In the scrum.
Yes.
Okay. So
I will add this. This is just a little bit of legalese, but before the baseball was hit, it was considered property of Major League Baseball. And they consider it, after it's hit out of the park, it is considered intentionally abandoned property. And under this theory, anyone who comes under the possession of abandoned property is the rightful owner. So that is like the way the law stood beforehand.
Why
MLB was not putting any claim on it. It's just between these two.
So that's why you can catch foul balls and take them, kind of.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes,
laws are weird. Laws are strange.
They are so, yeah. Uh-huh.
So I am saying, who deserves the ball?
Who deserves the ball? Who deserves this ball that's worth up to $1.5 million?
First of all, I think if you catch it, it's like, how many seconds did you have it? Number one. Two, there's you knew this was Barry Bonds' home run ball. If you thought you were going to get out of there unscathed just because you had your glove on it, you're an idiot. 3, man up. Don't be a pussy. Hold on to it. Figure it out.
Okay.
It's like football, right? Like, if your hands touch it, you should have it.
Sure, yeah.
You caught the ball in a baseball glove, and those weak paws let it go.
So order the court, don't be a pussy. Are we going to put that in the official opinion?
DBAP.
Okay, Jesus. Gotcha, the acronym.
Yeah, DBAP, because it's all acronyms. So, yeah, I would say...
the first guy gets it?
No. I would say the second guy gets it. Assuming, maybe there are some things left out, but I'm going to say the second guy gets it because there's a scrum, he got the ball, and if he got out of there, and there were no assault charges, then it all seems above board to me.
Okay. All right. I will say that is a dissent to the majority opinion, the real opinion, which they decided was that it was only equitable to sell the ball and then split the proceeds half and half to each person because they literally couldn't decide who it goes to. But
that's an option?
Yep. Well, that's in the law. You can make up whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter. So that is what they decided on. Yep.
So what if I punch a kid in the mouth and take
that's assault, number one. but
what if it wasn't assault?
Well, it is, first of all, but go on to whatever you're going to say next.
That's it. What if I
punch?
What if I accidentally throw a bow and he drops the ball?
Sure.
You can't say I wasn't just going for the ball, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
you know that guy Zach Hampel that catches all those foul balls? You probably don't. There's a foul ball guy, and he's literally just goes to baseball stadiums to catch home runs and foul balls, and he's such a piece of garbage. He just fights like kids. And just
takes
runs.
Kids.
Dude, he's a real weirdo. Imagine that's your job essentially.
Yeah.
You go to baseball parks and
steal candy from
foul
babies.
balls.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Now that's somebody that should be arrested, I think.
I agree. So am I being judged on this? Am I gonna get my JD?
Well, you did say technically not the correct answer, but it's not really correct. It's just you didn't, say what the agreement was. But I think, hey, you had some, you would have been a good arguer for the defendant there.
I need to wrap my gavel? That case is adjourned.
It's very loud. Very nice.
Was that
on to
loud?
the next one. No, it was very quiet. That's why I was joking that it was very
Sorry, yeah, I don't know
loud.
how jokes work.
Yes. So next up, we have Stambovsky v. Ackley, a 1991 case. So, as the facts go, Your Honor, Judge Russo.
Thank you.
During the course of her ownership of her house, the property at issue in this case, which was located in Nyack, New York, Helen Ackley and members of her family had reported the existence of numerous poltergeists in the house. Ackley had reported the existence of ghosts in the house to both Reader's Digest and a local newspaper on 3 occasions between 1977 and 1989, when the house was included on a 5-home walking tour of the city. She also claimed that one ghost would wake her daughter Cynthia each morning by shaking her bed. She claimed that when spring break arrived, Cynthia proclaimed loudly that she did not have to wake up early and she would like to sleep in, and her bed did not wake and shake her in the morning. Her real estate broker, Ellis Realty, revealed the haunting to Jeffrey Stambovsky before he entered a contract to purchase the house in 1989 or 1990, because after Stambovsky signed the contract...
That's when Taylor Swift was born.
Very nice. And made a deposit of $32,500 on the house, the total price being $650,000. Ackley would not sign her end of the contract until the haunting was disclosed to the buyers. The broker telephoned the buyer and told him about the claim, and he laughed and said, "Well, we'll have to call it the Ghostbusters," a popular movie at the time. The broker then advised Ackley. The broker then advised Ackley that Stambovsky was advised and that she signed her end of the contract of the sale, and the house was heading to closing. Both the broker and the seller told the court of this sequence of events. The buyer requested an in-person meeting at the property with the seller directly to discuss the ghosts. After the Stambovskys were told by Ackley passionately of the haunting story, he filed a lawsuit requesting essentially cancellation of the contract and for no sale, for damages for getting to this point, and for fraudulent misrepresentation by them and her realtor. He did not attend the closing, so he did forfeit the down payment. But he still is now suing for damages, and he doesn't want to have to complete the contract, even though he signed on to it. So, who do you side with?
Holy shit. Okay. Couple thoughts.
Uh-huh.
We got to put fucking lawyers into ChatGPT to summarize that shit in like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Holy shit, they say a
The
lot
worst
of
part
stuff.
is that is the summary. You should see the case books.
I believe it.
Oh, anyway, go ahead.
I think I can summarize it in this. Haunted house. She said it was haunted a bunch of times. Realtor told the guy it was haunted. He still bought it, quote unquote bought it, and then signed all the paperwork but didn't go to the closing. But did he sign the paperwork like to closing? Okay, yes. Well, guess what? Dumb idiot boy. You bought the house.
All right, so you're deciding against the plaintiff Stambovsky. Interesting.
I'm deciding against Stambovsky again because he's dumb.
Again. Okay. So even though that he didn't really understand about how haunted the house was, you think that he should...
Didn't they tell him?
They told him, allegedly, but he said that he didn't fully know about it, didn't really believe it. You know, he said, got to call the Ghostbusters, I guess. He didn't really...
Okay.
He wasn't buying into it, you know?
If you make a joke about the house being haunted, that's all the evidence I need.
That's so funny, because that's literally a huge part of the case that he said that quote. Because he knew about it. He's all right with it.
Exactly. That's like all the evidence there is.
Yep.
Call the Ghostbusters. Oh, now you're scared, pussy boy?
Okay, so again, we're now ruling against someone and calling them a pussy.
Sorry.
Again, a second time. I mean, come on, man. All right. So the court's conclusion was that having reported the ghost presence in both a national publication and the local press, the defendant is not allowed to deny their existence, and as a matter of law, the house is haunted. The realtor was under no duty to disclose that it was haunted, and nothing was available to this guy. So you are in the right on this one. That's what they ordered as well. So
did the judge call him pussy boy?
I have some of the stuff from the opinion here. I don't see that. I can control F real quick, but I don't think I'm going to find anything.
Damn.
There you go. There's also a lot of jokes about Hamlet and Ghostbusters in the...
From who?
just in the judge opinion, just written by the judge in the thing. So
That's awesome.
Yep. So there you go.
Oh Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?
Yeah, that's
Hamlet,
definitely Hamlet.
William
That's
Shakespeare.
Hamlet. That's Hamlet right there. All right, pretty good. So I like that. That was a pretty good. You had good instinct there.
I have good instinct. Yeah, lawyers got to say less stuff.
Oh, you have no idea. Anyway, let's do one more. This one you might have heard of. This one is shorter too, but this is Leonard v. PepsiCo Incorporated. Netflix actually made a show about this that you may have seen called Pepsi, Where's My Jet?
Oh.
Pepsi, Where's My Jet?
What's Don't Look Up about?
Not that. That's a great movie. That's like, oh, don't look up. The moon's definitely not going to crash into the world.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a political thing.
Before you start that, when you said you might know this one, I thought it was going to be the hot coffee on the McDonald's hot coffee one.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
But yeah, I feel like you understand, people kind of get, those ones are big because it's like, well, I know how that one's going to end.
I know, but that woman arguably also a pussy boy.
She had like third degree burns on her crotch. So all right, so that's three in a row, 3 pussies in a row.
No, okay. I won't do it for
That'll
this
play
one,
well.
I swear it's not a good joke anymore. So
all right. Yeah, I know. This is 20 years ago. Anyway, Leonard v. PepsiCo Incorporated. In the mid-1990s, Pepsi faced competition from Coca-Cola and sought to attract a younger audience. In March 1996, Pepsi began the Pepsi Stuff promotional campaign, allowing customers to accrue Pepsi points that could, in turn, be redeemed for items such as t-shirts and leather jackets. These points could be earned through purchasing Pepsi products with labels attached to the boxes of the product.
Enough peas in this one for you?
To advertise the promotion, Pepsi released a series of television commercials. One of these commercials showcased a computer-generated Pepsi-branded AV-8 Harrier II, a Harrier jet manufactured by McDonnell Douglas. The commercial, which offered the jet for 7 million Pepsi points, caught the attention of John Leonard, a 21-year-old business student. In place of a label, the promotion allowed Pepsi points to be directly purchased for 10 cents per point. A detailed notice by Leonard, who convinced 5 investors to lend him a total of $700,000. Leonard sent a check for $700,008.50, including $10 for shipping and handling. The offer was refused by Pepsi, who referred to the promotion of the Harrier jet in the commercial as fanciful, and stated its intention was to create a humorous and entertaining ad. So, Leonard then sued, claimed a breach of contract and fraud. Leonard claimed that the judge was incapable of deciding on the matter, and that instead the decision had to be made by a jury consisting of members of the Pepsi generation, to whom the advertisement would allegedly constitute an offer. So, are you a member of the Pepsi generation, Judge Russo?
I'm not a member of the Pepsi generation. Otherwise, I would have to excuse myself from the bench on this one.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I work in advertising, so this is fun.
Yeah.
Also, do you know what a Harrier strike is in Call of Duty? How many kills that kill streak reward is?
25 is the tactical nuke, if I remember correctly, from 10 years ago. So,
yeah. So not 25.
15?
7.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So what you did in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is your first kill streak would be the Harrier strike, then you would get Chopper Gunner at 11, and then you would get the nuke. So those were your 3. Anywho, what's the question?
So
I rule in favor of the smart guy. No longer
the guy.
Yeah, the guy. Because if there was no terms or conditions on the ad, what you put on the ad is it's not fanciful because you didn't say it was fanciful. Pepsi, guess what?
Yep. Right.
So now you owe Mr. Lockheed a call, and you got to get a fucking Harrier jet over to the 21-year-old kid.
By the way, and the jet is actually worth around $37.4 million, not the $700,000 that they joked about in the commercial. I'll just throw that in there.
See, honestly, it would have been funnier if they said 37.5 million point. Like,
you're right.
It would have been a better ad.
So you decided in favor of plaintiff Mr. Leonard. Unfortunately, you are incorrect about that. The court desided with Pepsi and did not give the 21-year-old a Harrier jet. So I'm sorry to tell you that.
No. Why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can go into it.
No,
but
I mean, I'd like to know a little bit, but it's probably because Pepsi paid someone off and said, "We'll kill you," like Boeing.
So here's some quotes from the judge's opinion. The notion of traveling to school in a Harrier jet is an exaggerated adolescent fantasy. And they made several other observations regarding the nature and content of the commercial, including the callow youth featured in the commercial is a highly improbable pilot, one who could barely be trusted with the keys to his parents' car, much less the prized aircraft of the United States Marine Corps.
So what does that have to? That doesn't. So what?
Hey, look. They also implied that no school would provide landing space for a student's fighter jet or condone the disruption the jet's use would cause on the daily basis.
I feel like that has absolutely nothing to do with the actual case.
In addition, let's see. It wasn't fraud because Pepsi never cashed the check. They never took the money, obviously, because they were never going to give him a jet. But it wasn't breach of contract because they said no reasonable person would expect to actually get a jet, despite them advertising it.
That is the first thing that I agree with in that. Yes, he played the game and he played it well, but no reasonable person. You're obviously not getting
Pepsi did change because of that. Pepsi continued to air the commercial, but it updated the cost of the jet to 700 million Pepsi points.
Sure,
and added a clarifying "just kidding" disclaimer. The Pentagon also put out a statement and said that the Harrier jet would not be sold to civilians without demilitarization, which, in the case of the Harrier, would have included stripping it of its ability to land and take off vertically.
So a showpiece for your living room.
Yes, pretty much. A very large living room piece.
A very large living room.
All right, there you go. Hey, you got one of them exactly the right way. So
I got one of them exactly right.
And an honorary law degree.
I'm going to put Aidan Russo Esquire in my work signature tomorrow.
That's a good idea. Nobody's going to stop you. So
literally no one would stop me.
They'll believe you.
That was fun. Law's fucking stupid, honestly.
Yep, especially with those cases. I have a couple others too that I was said, so maybe we'll do that in the future again. We'll do another Judge Russo.
If people like it, we'll do it again. But you know what people don't like is Trivia Tuesday.
You're right. That is true, actually.
So we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, but we're gonna change it up just a little. So we had a very helpful suggestion by one of our fans, my mother, actually.
Yeah.
But
one of our fans.
One of our fans. She suggested that we do multiple choice for these questions to make them a little bit more interesting, and it's not just us being dumb every time.
Boy,
but I was, as much as I was enjoying that, I think she's got a point. So.
People really don't like my ass.
So we'll go ahead with Trivia Tuesday, even though it's not Tuesday, but today it's Tuesday. And so do you want to go first?
Yeah, and I'll circle back on this. We're always trying to improve the show, so if you don't like something, you can tell me, and I might not care, and I might say don't give a shit. But if it's going to be better, your voice is heard.
We have a suggestion.
Speaking of heard, wait, I was thinking of this. I meant to talk about this. Did you know today is the 4-year anniversary of the Castellanos incident?
Really? No, I didn't. Wow, good for him.
Yeah, for those that don't know the Castellanos incident, there's probably some, but Tom Brenneman, in going out of commercial break, they were playing in Kansas City, and he didn't know he had a hot mic. Hot mic coming through, and he said Kansas City is the gay capital of the world, but he used a different word that was not gay.
A slur.
A slur indeed. Gave his apology. He said, "Folks, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'll ever put this headset on again." And there's a deep drive to left from Castellanos, and that's 4-0 Reds. One of the best clips of all time. And now, every time there's a major world event, Castellanos is always like minus money to hit a home run, and he always does it.
Always does. Every single time. Like, every big thing that's happened since then, like, bam, Castellanos home run, as long as there's a Phillies game or whatever team he was on.
Right. Back to our regularly scheduled program, Trivia Tuesday.
Da-da-da.
Here's my question for you, Randall Brown.
You're first. Okay.
What was Kobe Bryant's nickname?
Oh.
Do you know it before I give you?
Yeah, I think. Black Mamba?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is
all right,
correct.
No more multiple choice. We're doing it without
We don't even.
choice.
Yeah, we're fucking back. We're good. Woo!
All right. Yes. Okay.
I tried to.
Can I hear Can I hear what your other nicknames were? Like,
they were ones from other basketball players.
Okay.
So Flash, which was Dwayne Wade, The Answer, Allen Iverson, of course, and Slim Reaper, which is Kevin Durant's that I think he finally accepted
Really?
at the Olympics.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Slim Reaper. All right.
which I think are good. But I asked this question because the video of Kobe Bryant being an absolute dickhead to Jeremy Lin in practice came up again like today or
I
yesterday.
see.
And so I was thinking about Kobe, and I was like, listen, Randall could get a win. And again, I'm making this easy for you. You're making it hard for me. But yeah, Kobe Bryant was a real fucking asshole. R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. But
I'll take the 2 up.
congratulations, sir.
You know, it's a shame. I did think that this question was a little hard that I put together today, but I really wanted to ask it. So that's it.
Frank Oz?
Yes, that's it. Would you have gotten that if I asked you who was the puppeteer for Yoda?
Nope. I would have said Jim Henson.
All right. Well, either way, I'm going to still stick to kind of pop culture-ish references with Star Wars because I feel like maybe you have a better chance at those than like who piloted this ship on this planet at this period in the anyway. So, we're talking about the Red Hot Chili Peppers, okay? And this, I know you're a big like karaoke guy, so you might have seen a lyric or two before, but the popular song Californication does include reference to one Star Wars planet. And I am going to ask you which planet that is. Would you like to guess before I give you the multiple choice?
Go ahead.
A, Endor, B, Alderaan, C, Jakku, or D, Coruscant?
Black bandana, sweet Louisiana. What was C?
C was Jakku.
Boy, oh boy. This is a fun fact, kind of. I'll give you that. Alderaan...
I think if I have the lyric up, I'll read it to you after the fact, and then I think it'll make sense.
It'll probably make a lot of sense. Endor, Alderaan, what?
Jakku, Jakku.
Jakku, Jakku, and Coruscant. I am going to say B, Alderaan.
So the lyrics go, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. And Cobain, can you hear the spheres singing songs off station to station? And Alderaan's not far away, it's Californication. Bam. He got it, baby. He's in. He's got a point. He's got it going. Yeah. Well done.
I'm the fucking best.
Well done. Very good.
I'm the fucking best.
Very, very good.
Holy shit. That's invigorating.
Right? It feels pretty good when you get it.
That's so invigorating. Wow. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. If there wasn't multiple choice, in no world.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, if we're doing multiple choice, I'll ask that question.
It just kind of, it made sense as far as like songwriting goes. It was the easiest.
Got a good syllable kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just like a good syllable. It was never going to be Jakku or Coruscant. Like those are difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. I am. Oh yeah, I'm fired up right now, dude.
Okay, 2-1.
2-1.
Whoa.
2-1. Yeah, don't call it a fucking comeback.
Been here for years.
All right. Let's take.
You good?
One...
Do you need a break?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna need a break. I gotta open up the you asked questions.
All right.
I'm just gonna open these live.
Okay.
Are you ready? It's time for you asked.
Do.
That's our new jingle. Thank you for all the questions. Again, we definitely have some. We would love more. You can submit them to pod.whoasked@gmail.com, or you can comment on the YouTube. We have some really good stuff coming in there, like duck.
Ooh.
So.
All right, I'm in.
Thanks,
I'm gonna
everyone.
go like that after this.
Yeah.
Duck.
Again, it's
good
the most
quack.
liked.
Wait, hold on.
Duck.
There we go. Anyway.
That's the predator duck. Here's a fun topical one for everyone that I think everyone in the audience will get. Hey guys, this is from Ben. Hey guys, we're all familiar with the rich and welcoming League community. With unlimited power, what would you do to fix how toxic League of Legends is?
Ooh. Okay. That's a good question. I think this could be said for most video games that are extremely toxic. I think it was Overwatch. Yeah, I think it was Overwatch that did it. Whenever you typed in something that was toxic, it immediately replaced your words in the chat with something like, "My mommy says it's bedtime and I'm not gonna go to bed," or like, "Great game, guys. I hope you have a good day," or something like that. Like whenever you type in awful things, and I think that's the best way to do it because not only does it censor it, but it also makes the person look like an idiot.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good way to do it. I like that.
I do think that's a good one. I also think like just kind of like eliminating half the population would be a good way to do it. I was playing a game with another friend of mine, and so now games will have automatic censors, and you can't like say slurs or like KYS or things like that.
Sure, yeah.
And at the end of the game, there was some banter, and he said someone was like a mental midget and got an immediate ban. I thought that was really funny. Like, listen.
That is funny, but that's not the best thing to get banned for.
No, it's certainly not.
He could have went way worse, I think, too. But
right. Yeah.
All right.
It was really good.
Gotcha.
Let's read this from Joey.
Okay.
In high school, In high school, my woodshop teacher once told me, "Never put your fingers somewhere you wouldn't put your dick." There were no girls in my shop class. Good luck with your fingers, libtards. Anyway, I feel like this saying has served me well. So my question is, have you ever put your fingers somewhere you wouldn't have put your dick and regretted it? Injury, disease, or mental damage could all be results.
Oh, you definitely have.
Well,
that's for sure.
Frankly,
the window counts as a place that you wouldn't have put your dick. So.
Here's the thing. I didn't put my finger in the window. The window put itself in me.
Right, yeah. The magic window.
It docked me.
All right, fine. If that wasn't going to be your answer, then what's your answer?
Well, I obviously immediately thought of it. And I don't know. I got nothing on this one.
Then go the window. Why is that not your answer?
It is the answer. I was just.
It is your fault. It is your fault. You can't get around that. Okay.
It wasn't my fault.
Okay, it's technically the Eagles' fault for winning a playoff game.
No,
but it was your
the
fault
shoddy
for running
workmanship of the fucking slumlords in Syracuse.
Come on.
I've got video. Don't even start with me.
The number one Eagles. What the fuck is that? Why is he wearing this?
Oh, I sliced my finger open.
All right. That picture of you in your Eagles jersey in the emergency room still makes me laugh. So.
It's a good one. It's a really good one. And they won the Super Bowl that year. And guess what? They haven't won the Super Bowl since. So I do need a catastrophic injury. Maybe soon.
Yeah. Gotcha. That'll be happening soon.
I should have. The last time I was at your house, I should have taken a glass bottle
hurt yourself.
And just
Yeah. I mean, the first time you had the cast, if you're not hurt for any Eagles championship, the ring won't come. I'm gonna
shout out to when I was at your house with the cast on. We went and got wasted the night before at a bar, and I met your grandmother, and just.
You met my grandmother the next day.
The next day, I met your grandmother, and my cast was just written all over with slurs.
Heinous. Terrible.
Drawings.
There were no slurs on your arm.
No. There weren't slurs, but there was one really bad, really bad. It's my favorite word, but I don't know if I can say it on air.
You've said a lot already, so just in these first couple episodes. But
yeah, well.
I got a message, actually, from one of our fans. He said, the comment was, "Man, that preparation H on his ass comment will make sure you guys never get monetized."
That was a good one.
Yeah, it was, but here we are.
I mean, Preparation H could do it.
Sure.
My first sponsor is going to be Tums. We're going to get Tums. I think I can get them.
Okay. That's fine.
My
as long
tummy
as we
hurts
get free
today,
Tums.
so
I'm in. Yep.
So anyway, where do you not put your fingers? That was a...
Jeez, I don't know. I've never really got my finger stuck in anywhere or anything like that. Or maybe... I do have... a little scar kind of on my knuckle. You probably not that. That's from,
okay.
I don't know what that's from.
I see it.
There's something above
that.
that.
I see it.
That's from a tooth from a good old clock. I wouldn't put I guess my dick in somebody's tooth. So does that answer the question? Jeez.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know how we got here.
I don't either. But props to the woodshop teacher for telling his children about his.
Yeah, teachers back in the day, these kids could fucking never.
Yeah, my old gym teachers used to say some foul things. I'll tell you that much.
Gym teachers boy, do they get in trouble a lot for stuff.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's never a good sign when you go in and you have a 50-year-old gym teacher. Boy, oh boy.
Yep. That's true. Uh-huh.
Anyway, what would you do if you were trapped in a movie theater watching Rango for the past 10 years?
Like watching Rango on repeat?
Yeah, that one's
I assume
is
that's
from
the-
Trevor.
I'd probably try and figure out how to do a one-man production of Rango. I think that would be good. And it would be funny to watch me run from side to side for like the cowboy shootout scene, for playing both sides.
Nice.
So I'm going to go with that.
Cool. And last one.
You're not going to answer that one?
No. I liked your answer. No, I would do it with you. With I'd be on the other side.
Yeah.
No, I would
Shit.
I would set up forts. I would go to the Target or like whatever's at the mall, and I would like build forts throughout the whole thing. Have my own city. I love forts, dude. I miss forts so much.
All right, I'm going to come up to New York. We'll make a fort. A fort. You need more pillows, though. You don't have
Yeah, I
enough.
need some. I just have this one of my dead dog.
Yeah, you sure do.
Yeah. Last one.
do.
More questions. This one's from Matt, from Syracuse. More questions for my fellow Italian people of color. If you had to, if you had to traverse any state, Lewis and Clark style, which would you choose and why? Which would be the easiest and the hardest?
I mean, easiest is probably Delaware.
Yeah.
you could cross Delaware and you just
If
instantly,
George
basically.
Washington can cross Delaware, I can fucking do it.
He crossed the Delaware. That's
I
different.
don't care.
Okay. Anyway, hardest to cross probably wherever the mountains are, somewhere in like New England or Appalachia kind of thing. I know our friend and our person who wrote into the show, Ben, did the hike through the mountains or whatever that was. So
Sure did.
crazy. But nope, I wouldn't do that. Absolutely not for me.
Mine would be Pennsylvania because driving through it sucks and walking through it's worse, and Pittsburgh stinks.
Sure, I guess you can just avoid it, but Pittsburgh does stink.
Pittsburgh stinks.
Pretty terrible. It's a pretty terrible place. But anyway, sorry to our Pittsburgh.
Sorry to our
Conscious
fans
listeners.
in Pittsburgh. But
Penguins.
if I did like have to do it for fun, I think I would actually do Montana because I think Montana is probably beautiful.
Yeah, and it's also pretty flat, I think.
It's pretty flat. There's definitely
Yeah.
like some things, but I think you could pretty much walk it. Maybe
Yeah.
fall and find some animals like what are those?
Yeah,
Elk,
yeah. Sure.
bison.
Bison?
Yeah, but plural is bison.
Come on. I
I'm
can't do
so
that.
serious.
Gosh, I don't want to look it up. I don't want to believe you.
It's the
It
North
can't be
Dakota
real.
State bison.
They're the bison.
No, they're the
Just
bison.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next week.
Please follow us on TikTok, on Instagram at Who Asked Show, on YouTube at the Who Asked Show. We are climbing the charts over there. So your support means everything. Subscribe, like, comment, do all the stuff. Rate us, do the stuff on iTunes and Spotify. I appreciate it so much. I hate asking for stuff, so if you don't want to, that's also fine. But I feel like I must do it as
Sure. I mean, we like I love reading comments and stuff. So if you got them,
Yeah. So thanks again. We'll see you next week for, I'm going to say maybe a guest.
maybe if we could pull it together.
Yeah, probably not. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
See ya.